Hello, Party Chat Sports. Welcome back to another episode in the series of sad Steelers videos. It is Sunday at about 4:50. Sunday, November 19th. Just to give you the raw emotion after this Browns game. Obviously, the Steelers have a winning record. They're 6-4, can very likely make the playoffs still. But here is the problem with everything, all right? First off, let's just start at the top. This all is under Mike Tomlin, okay? Really good coach, has routinely had amazing defenses. And this defense, is still really good. Even with banged up, we've lost both inside linebackers. Minka's been out for a long time. Cam Hayward's been out for a long time. He finally is back recently. Your cornerbacks routinely getting burnt, and you're still, you're doing pretty well. So that defense isn't the problem. But how does this all happen under your watch, Mike? I know, you're very in the Steelers' way. This, that, the other. Putrid performance on the offensive side of the ball again. Matt Canada, horrible play calling. How does Jaylen Warren take one to the house 75 yards and then not touch the ball for like two drives in a row as your offense goes 3 and out? Not running the ball on 3rd and 2 when the running game's been working all game. In the passing game, let's just get into this. Not many teams have franchise quarterbacks at a given time in the league, and the Steelers are one of those teams. They don't have it. Kenny's a guy that was the first quarterback taken in his class at pick number 20. So take you back, last time that pretty much happened was like 2013 when E.J. Manuel was the first quarterback taken at like pick 13 or 16 or something. When's the last time a team has won the Super Bowl with just a guy at quarterback, without a superstar, a bona fide superstar, and whether that superstar is just excellent or elite at certain part of their game, or regardless of what happens in their game, man, when they throw the ball, you go, wow, okay? The Texans got one of those guys, C.J. Stroud. When he throws the ball, it's wow. He has arm talent. Kenny Pickett doesn't have that. He does not have arm talent. I watched a play from Stroud today. He scrambled, flicked his wrist. That ball traveled 60 yards in the air into Tank Dell's hands. Beautiful touchdown. Kenny can't do that. He doesn't have the arm for that. Can he make plays on the run? Yeah. Can he move pretty, decent? Yeah, sure. But when this offense calls 15 screens a game and nothing's thrown over the middle. You get Pat Freiermuth back, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. He gets one target on the game. Nothing's thrown over the middle. The concepts in the offense are so bad, and everything's outside. And Kenny is just inaccurate right now. He can't hit a throw on the outside, and it's just nothing's working. And you need to start over. Offensive coordinator gone. Start your search for a guy at QB, okay? Maybe 10 teams have a guy at QB. Again, the Steelers are not one of them. Kenny is, they have their formula, right? The Steelers had their formula coming into the year. It was a sound formula. Defense, have elite defense, have an offense that can do just enough to help you win, and that's proven to be successful. They've had a good year. They're 6-4 now. They have a winning record. They will probably finish the season with a winning record, and the odds are still in their favor that they make the playoffs. But here's the problem. When you get bounced in the first round because you're struggling against good teams that have super explosive offenses, and then you're dragged back to the drawing board and you're picking 25, then you're not going to get another guy. So the Steelers are not bad enough to be bad. They're not bad enough to get a high pick. They're not good enough to win anything. We know what that means. So you got to make a change. You have to make a change. I'm not going to say the word, but you got to change it, or else you're going to be stuck where you're at. And it all falls again on the shoulders of Mike Tomlin. Okay, he inherited a Hall of Fame quarterback. All right, and so all he had to do was build the perfect defense, and they win a couple Super Bowls, and he's really good at that. Now, though, offense is wandering. It's just wandering. I've never seen an offense so bad, and so you got to start over. The Steelers, here's what probably should have happened a couple years ago in 2022, a couple drafts ago, when they were sitting at number 20. They should have invested into a position like, I don't know, center, offensive line, really build up the foundation of the trenches. You play a guy like Trubisky for a year, maybe you don't do so hot. But then you put yourself in a position to get a C.J. Stroud. He's not playing well, but Bryce Young is talented, but his roster is terrible. He can't do anything with that. Not his problem. Is he good? Is he bad? Still to be figured out in the NFL. But at least he's got talent. Or a guy like Anthony Richardson. He's hurt right now and he hasn't played in a while, but he's talented. There's a reason he got drafted that high, because he has physical tools that can be projected to success in the NFL. Kenny Pickett doesn't have that. He doesn't right now, and I'm raw on emotion. So again, I want to stay. I don't want to get too crazy because it's week 11, and the Steelers have a winning record, and their schedule is very favorable coming up. But there lies the problem. Good enough to beat bad teams sometimes. Browns aren't a bad team. They just had a backup quarterback rookie, 5th rounder that they started his first NFL game or second NFL game, and he won. I just don't know what to say. Without just starting over. I mean, if I'm the Steelers, next offseason I'm looking at Fields. If the Bears make him available, if they go a different direction at QB. Absolutely, I'm doing it. You know why? Because Fields has physical tools that he uses to be successful. Bears might keep him. He played pretty well today, I think. They still lost, but I think he had a decent day overall. But he's got physical tools. I'm 100% trying to pursue that if I'm the Steelers this offseason. Does he beat Kenny out? Does he not? Who knows at that point? You don't even worry about that. Obviously, you're getting a new offensive coordinator next season. That's a given. So that, maybe that brings out some better concepts or whatever, and can unlock whoever is playing quarterback for the Steelers in 2024. I think Kenny finishes out the rest of this year. He probably has, throws another couple touchdowns, throws another couple interceptions. Just a mediocre year. Again, if they make the playoffs and they get bounced in the first round, or if they miss the playoffs completely, I think that is completely where you're at that point. You got to make a change. If it doesn't work after 2 years, you simply make a change. If you wait a whole nother year, everything's going to be too late. That defense is going to get worse. The offensive pieces are going to start to leave. Deontay's not going to want to re-sign this, that, and the other. Speaking of which, Deontay, where are you at? Absolutely invisible. Another couple passes going through his hands today. What do you do, right? I'm just reading some of the stuff that's come out after the game. Kenny Pickett in his post-game presser said the Browns' game plan fooled them, and they weren't expecting them. They were expecting the Browns to play a lot of man. They played a lot of zone, and then that's why they couldn't do anything. Well, make an adjustment. I mean, I've read that probably 4 times this year, and it's probably all 4 losses, where they come out of the game, it's like, oh yeah, we got fooled by the other team. They did something we didn't expect, and that's why we sucked. I mean, just better offensive coaching is needed. Mike's great on the defense, but just better, man. He can't run an offense. He can't do it. And the people he's had run offenses under him have only been successful because they had a Hall of Fame QB under center. And pretty much every offensive coordinator leaves after their contract is up because it's just not what you want. Jaylen Warren is an all-star. He's amazing. Give him the ball every play. I wish they had 11 Jaylen Warrens on the field on offense. They'd probably do pretty good. Yeah, and I get you're not going to win every single game in the NFL. I get that. Like, again, Steelers have a winning record right now. But the problem is the way they're winning and the way they're losing. Barely winning, barely scraping by. Zero capabilities of beating a better team. Like blowing out a team. They can't do it. They cannot do it. You had an opportunity to do it against the Raiders. Raiders came back and almost won that game. You should have done it against the Titans. Titans came back and Will Levis looked like an all-star. Will Levis hasn't done anything since. He's played 2 bad games since playing the Steelers because that's the way it is. The Packers should have blew them out. You should have went up by 2 scores. Instead, offense goes 3 and out. Defense doesn't get a stop, point, whatever. And Jordan Love almost comes back and beats you. He throws 2 interceptions, but he almost comes back and beats you. So it's just frustrating. It's just real frustrating knowing that the team should be good enough to win that game. I mean, how do you lose to a 5th-round rookie quarterback in his 2nd career NFL start? Just inexcusable performance from the offense. Again, I can't iterate this enough. One of the worst I've ever seen. So there's no, Matt's calling bad plays, there's no defending anybody except for, unless your name's Jalen Warren or Broderick Jones on this offense, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job, plain and simple. Probably shouldn't draft running backs in the 1st round in the future. Probably should throw the ball over the middle of the field a little bit more. Probably should draft QBs that have talent, physical tools. I just don't know, man. Probably shouldn't keep re-signing wide receivers that have drop issues. You should be better at offense, plain and simple. It could be worse. You look at teams that have had just putrid offensive performances. But Tommy DeVito throws 3 tutties today because his offensive coordinator can scheme some stuff up for him. That's impossible in Pittsburgh. Matt Canada's got to go. And you can't hire somebody in-house to replace him. You got to go outside the organization. You got to get some different minds in there because right now this defense is going to waste. Gil feels a lot of that pain right there. Defense going to waste. But that's out of their control, right? Aaron Rodgers gets hurt after 4 snaps. I mean, that's just tough. Steelers controlled all of this. They assembled the team that they wanted, and all those players are on the field on offense. And putrid, just awful. So I'm sure I got more to say, but I've rambled on a little bit. Stay tuned for the Monday morning drive for Gil tomorrow morning. Podcast coming out later this week, Thanksgiving week, so some good football there. I'll be in attendance at the Steelers game this week here, so I'll give you some live on field in stadium reactions to when the Steelers inevitably make Jake Browning look like a superstar because they give him the ball 80 times in the game because the offense goes 3 and out. I think the stat today was 3 of 12 on 3rd down. Something like that. Man, you watch teams like the Texans and you watch that kid throw the ball, and you just know when talent's there. And I haven't seen that watching the Steelers offense in a handful of years now. So I'm gonna leave it there. Still 6-4. Maybe they mess around and win a wild card game before they get bounced. But this team's not championship caliber, so changes have to be made. And you start at the top. You take a long, hard look, and then you go from there. So with that, sayonara. So like the video if you enjoy Steelers misery, like I do. Subscribe for more. There's going to be more content this week. Obviously, the parlay videos every week there. Probably do a Pick'ems week video this week. Obviously, the pod going up as well. And happy Thanksgiving. At least we get food. That's all there is to it. Peace.